Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. You might think you know Port Charles, but this past week, things got far more tangled, dramatic, and full of twists. From betrayals to shocking returns, from life or death threats to fragile alliances cracking under the weight of secrets. Let's dive into what made this week unforgettable in General Hospital, September 8 through 12. Port Charles wakes up this week to more questions than answers. Judge Heron's body is found floating in the water, and Congressman Drew Quartermain is shot twice in the back in his own home. Both events send shockwaves through the community and stir old wounds, long-buried lies, and new suspects. Willow, hearing about Drew, panics. Scout runs away, terrified. She ends up at the Quartermain stables with Cody. Alexis finds her there and insists that Scout stay with Willow for now. Meanwhile, Charlotte feels guilty for taking Scout from Camp Lulu, puts her under lockdown, but Charlotte insists it was worth it to help her cousin. So many people are covering tracks this week. Ava and Christina are deep in it, drugging Rick, changing his passwords, drafting fake emails about his absence, pretending it's all part of a digital detox. At the PCPD, Anna, Dante, and Chase try to pin down a timeline for Drew's shooting. They narrow suspects: Michael, Alexis, Nina, Tracy. As evidence mounts, so does the tension. Jack grows frustrated with Vaughn and Joss's lack of communication. He cuts deals, presses for information. Charlotte becomes involved, and Jack tries to leverage it to get Valentine access to their daughter and cooperation. Lulu resists Jack's schemes. Then there's Pascal's dangerous game. He reveals that Joss and Vaughn are test subjects in his cold fusion project experiment. Britt discovers this. Joss and Vaughn are tied up. Pascal sets Britt's ankle monitor to explode in an hour, puts every second on a countdown. Jason fights his way into the facility. With only minutes to spare, he frees Britt and defuses catastrophe. The compound explodes behind them. Drew, struggling after being shot, tells Dante he remembers being shot from behind. He names Michael as a suspect. Michael scrambles to build an alibi. Jacinda becomes key. Meanwhile, Lulu and Nina push back, especially Lulu, who refuses Jack's bargain to allow Valentine access to Charlotte, even though Jack warns there may come a time when they need his protection. Portia ends things with Isaiah this week. He tells her he'll wait, if he has to, but she knows she needs someone who won't leave things unresolved. Liz, Lucas, Dante, Lulu. They all play parts of this huge chess game unfolding in Port Charles. Liz confides in Lucas that Carly threatened to kill Drew. She won't go to police for now, but she says she'll tell the truth if asked. Karina continues to stay one step ahead, covering for Rick. Rick has left town, leaving Willow without her lawyer. Then, there's revelation after revelation. Jason realizes he can't tell Carly about Joss because of a promise forced by spies and layers of intrigue. Britt explains her death was faked. She didn't want Liesl to suffer seeing her deteriorate from Huntington's disease. Liesl slaps her when the truth comes out. Pain, betrayal, anger all in one moment. Meanwhile, Anna adds Curtis to her suspect list. Her list keeps growing. Dante too presses Michael. At one point, Michael is found in Jacinda's room, shirtless, using her as an alibi. Shocked moments ripple out. Carly pushes Lulu, urging her to let Charlotte see Valentine for their daughter's sake. She warns Lulu that Charlotte could resent her otherwise. Lulu hesitates, pressured, but doesn't give in. Outside the political and emotional crossfire, there are smaller but no less impactful moments. Rocco is injured chasing Outback. Albrecht helps, earning gratitude. Jack tries getting help from Nina, offering WSB backing if she cooperates. Nina isn't entirely convinced. Neither is Lulu. On the medical front, tests show though Drew has been shot near the spine, there's no paralysis. But Lucas warns there could be long-term damage. Liz tells Willow that Rick left town. Willow without her legal counsel now. Complicates everything for Willow and Scout. By week's end, Drew accuses Carly of shooting him, though she insists Michael is innocent. Tensions peak. Jason escorts Britt back to Jage. Everyone is stunned Britt is alive. Albrecht faints. Brick moves some money, makes sure the $1 million in the judge's bank account ends up deposited. Details matter in Port Charles. Jack learns that Brick was in Drew's house the night of the shooting, but that he left before the congressman was shot. Jason confronts Britt about Croatia. Was it about a real job or something else? Britt insists, yes, job. Yes, she worked under Pascal, but the fake death? That was her choice, meant to spare Liesel from watching her die. Liesel doesn't accept it. At the PCPD, Anna continues to build her case. She bumps Curtis up on her list. Michael recounts his movements the night Drew was shot. Kai refuses a request from Drew. Carly makes her pleas for Charlotte, for what's best for the kids. She argues for letting Valentine see Charlotte. Lulu remains torn. Port Charles, through all this, feels like a pressure cooker. Loyalties stretched. Secrets close to boiling over. Who is telling truth? Who is lying? And who will pay the price? Let me walk you through some standout scenes, moments that shook the week. Scenes people are already talking about. One is Britt having to survive Pascal's bomb threat. The ankle monitor counting down. That tension. Jason's fight to save her. The explosion behind them. A classic soap opera moment, but pulled off with visceral stakes. It's not just about escaping. It's about what Britt's been trying to protect and how much danger she was willing to endure. Also the reveal. Britt didn't die. Her death was a ruse. She did that to protect Liesel from suffering through her Huntington's disease diagnosis. When the truth hits, it's wrenching. Liesel slaps Britt not just for the deception, but for the depth of the emotional burden she's borne alone. Horrified. Betrayed. It's real. Another huge moment. Accusations, shifting alliances, moral ambiguity everywhere. Drew naming Michael as the shooter. Michael scrambling to defend himself. Jacinda caught in the middle. The ripple effect, anyone could be implicated. Motives are everywhere. Charlotte versus her conscience. Charlotte stepping in to help Scout, getting grounded. That kind of storyline reminds you. In this sea of betrayal and danger, there are kids, there are families, real emotional threads. It's not just about intrigue, it's about love, fear, loyalty. Anna's investigation. Making lists, questioning suspects. Curtis moves up. Nina, Alexis, Michael all under suspicion. Portia too. Everyone's motives are under the microscope. That spotlight brings pressure not just for the suspects, but for those close to them. What will they say? Carly's push for family matters. Her concern over Charlotte, Valentine. She sees emotional damage ahead if Lulu blocks access. That's a softer thread in the midst of brutality. In soap terms, it's the human heart in the machine of intrigue. Also the medical stakes, Drew's injury. Bullet near his spine. Threat of lifelong damage. Tests clear him of paralysis, but that threshold could go either way. Raises the tension. In all this plotting, someone's physical survival is on the line. What feels different this week is how everything connects. The lies, the politics, the health issues, the family fractures. The threat isn't confined to one corner of Port Charles, it spreads. Suspects overlap with family. Right and wrong blur. Lives are in danger physically and emotionally. There's also a recurring theme. People trying to protect others by lying. Britt fakes her death. Liesel kept in the dark. Ava and Christina try to hide Rick's condition. Carly hides what she fears to admit. All these layers of concealment eventually crash into exposure. And when exposure happens, the fallout is devastating. Liesel's betrayal. Scout's fear. Michael's alibi under fire. Relationships strained. Trust broken. We see it not just in big dramatic reveals, but in quiet moments. Scout running. Hearts breaking. People looking one another in the eyes, wondering what truth lies behind. The emotional toll is real. Looking ahead, seeds planted this week set up enormous potential. Anna's investigation will run deeper. Drew's shooting will have consequences that go beyond the physical. The tension between Jack, Lulu, Valentine, Charlotte will likely reach a boiling point. The fallout from Britt's deception will reverberate. Can she rebuild trust? Lives will be harder to untangle as truths come to light. Willow without her lawyer, Scout's safety, Rick's absence, all these are wounds that aren't just plot devices but shape emotional arcs. The stakes are personal. This week on General Hospital wasn't easy watching, but it was riveting. It reminded us of why this show endures. Because amid danger and deceit, characters still feel like people. They make terrible mistakes. They love fiercely. They suffer, and sometimes they try to do the right thing, even when every option seems wrong. And in Port Charles, that's often the hardest test of all. That wraps up the best moments from September 8th to 12th. If you're tuning in next week, expect more revelations, more betrayals, more heartbreak, and possibly some redemption. Thanks for listening. Until next time, be ready for what comes next in Port Charles. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.